Look how I perked up. It's like, oh, oh yeah, oh. And as soon as you're done, it's like, ah, this so much better.
Making my way through the hood,
So
sipping
much
this
better.
yak. Niggas about to get blown
Oh
with the
gosh.
Mac.
I rubbed.
Riding around the block with a Glock. Yo ass finna get shot. That's the silencer. That's the grenade launcher. I'm finna kill you. I'm finna drill you. And now you bleeding. They play They play When I shoot you in your neck, the noise gon' play You know I will shoot you in your eyes just so I can hear the play Making my way through the hood, sipping this yak. Niggas about to get blown with the Mac. Riding around the block with a Glock. Yo ass finna get shot. That's the silencer. That's the grenade launcher. I'm finna kill you. I'm finna drill you. And now you bleeding. They play They play When I shoot you in your neck, the noise gon' play You know
Amazing.
I will shoot you in your eyes.
You ready for this bloke to get back into the conundred eardrum? The conundred eardrum from Red Sea Pen. Just like you to send him back.
Holy. Oh my goodness. And I like spiders. I don't like it when they creep me like that though. Holy.
What's up, guys? Cool. Hope everybody's doing as well as you can be. Hey, let me know if the music is too loud. Trying to look and see. So today's probably gonna be like a lot of time trial. Just trying to get a little bit more proficient, better at the game. So there'll be a lot of that, and I might have to tweak a couple things, like stream setting wise, like stuff I can see. Actually, give me a sec, because I kind of want to do that right now, because I could already tell. Wait, 1 sec. I can already see one thing. It's gonna be an issue. And that's still an issue. All right, hang on. One sec, guys. Bingo. Pacino. All right. Much better. So much better. All right. Okay. Should be good to go. So yeah, time trial. Maybe as the day progresses. So I don't know how long I'll go now. The idea is to go until some other people kind of get on later, and then I may break this up. Do some time trials this morning. I don't know about the lobbies. We did a couple lobbies last week, like when the game launched, and for the most part, it was okay. But yeah, it was challenging to say the least. Ooh. Damn. Um, Start with one of my favorite. Daughter fucking that. It's gonna be a cold summer. You putting holes to them. Put the shorts on. Just do a regular lap first. I just want. Sitting about the Floyd on the pavement. How you wake up in the morning feeling evil? Huh. Build your account. I'm just gonna hit my people. Don't lay down the table. How you wake up in the morning feeling evil? fucking up. I'll tighten up. I threw everything off. Threw everything off. Yeah, I was late. Hesitate in that corner because the back seems like it wants to step out on me. Don't know how to invalidate there, but we'll take it. Excuse me. I want to run this one first. Made a mistake there. I wasn't gonna make that time, so go again here. of setup. Fucking that corner up. Messing that up. Cause you're too soft. I gotta get through here tighter. Yeah, I'm way off. Like I'm like 4 seconds off. Whole 4 seconds. I know she go swallow, she a goat. Um, what do we want to do? Let's go to Spain. I want to. Game time. Game time. I mean, consistently at 1:30. Saying. If you like that. If you like that. Bump it around the way. Aw. Yeah, and I'm like 3.5, 4 seconds off here now too. You see Andre 3K? It's just me. Bop. Is it like that? Is it like that? If it like that. like a fucking thousand for this is crazy. Got greedy. I just got greedy. Thought I was gonna be able to get back on it flat and just ride that out. So all me. My life, my life, my life, my life. Already in the mud. Yeah, the last three been crap. So it's a 14-9, 14-8, 14-8. Except for the man up bottom, yeah. 'Cause he give you hell. I'm not even worrying about the Ferrari. I need to better my best. Actually, I think 24. My best lap was like a one. Might have been a 114 or a 113. So for real. Oh, I know that things will turn out fine. Yes, they would. Yes, they. Uh-oh. GB backwards. This is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
You know the deal. It's F1 World.
It's gonna be
fun.
thrilling.
It's gonna be exciting. You're gonna hear a lot of noise from me.
Let's
get
this party started.
So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Yuki Tsunoda lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today,
Oh crap!
we have
And I have to win.
Russell, Antonelli,
I'm gonna be at the
Charles
back.
Leclerc, and Piastri, Verstappen, Norris, Hadjar, and Liam Lawson. Alonso, Sainz, Alex Albon, and Stroll. Bortoletto, Jackson, Esteban Ocon, and Pierre Gasly. Today's F1 World Challenger, Doohan, Hulkenberg, and Ollie Behrman rounds off the grid. That's it then. It's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race.
Breathe.
And we welcome Anthony Davidson to the commentary box once again, and great situation for them.
Your catastrophe.
Okay, target today is P12.
Okay.
P12.
I can live with that. Ah, no. Before we fade away.
P12 today's target, please. P12. P12. Come on. Okay, the start was fine. Let's try and move forward. Okay, DRS is now available. You might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible.
Wow, come on, dude. Just fucking bumper cars or something? My gosh.
Okay, good work. Great pass. We've got a lot of spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button.
I need to do this more in time trial.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
I cannot nail that for shit.
Okay, well done. That's 3 clean laps in a row. Beautiful stuff. Keep it going. Okay, you've got front wing damage, but only have a few laps left. If you can live with it, stay out.
Oh my God, man.
Final lap. Push, push.
What the fuck, man? Like, what? This is so fucking aggressive. Wing damage is killing me.
Yes, there it is. We've got to the end. There's the checkered flag, and you hit that target position. Good stuff.
That was horrible. That was horrible. Nah, I'm definitely not the driver today. That is fucking horrible.
What a drive from Yuki Tsunoda.
That's crazy.
Out on. And that is us done today. We'll be following these drivers throughout the season. Join us next time.
Downey. Ba-do-do. So bury me with all you
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled.
Way off. That's too wide. The first one was too short. That's too wide.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
I need to spend more time at Coda. Wow.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy.
I think after this, we're going back into time trial.
Okay, well done. That's 3 clean laps in a row. Beautiful stuff. Keep it going. Okay, final lap. Let's go. Final lap.
Ah.
So the checkered flag. I didn't see it. That's what I'm talking about. We're all buzzing here on the pit wall. That was super clean, and we got the win.
That was trash.
They take the checkered flag then here in Austin.
This
in what
was.
has been another. Welcome then to the podium, our top 3 drivers. What a great effort from them today in a very difficult race.
Absolute trash.
Well, it's been a great race. Join us next time for more F1 World action with these talented drivers.
Yeah, we're gonna go back into time trial. Yeah, such a breath of fresh air. Have a seizure on the lair. That's at least for a year. That's at least to disappear. Discontinued. Be a Lord at our door. We got guns to. Need another race win. Need another podium. Set the final fastest lap of the race 3 times. I can do that. Slowly taking trips. Memory stays. I'm a hash that answer, don't get paid. I'm a Mike Tyson type of double M. 3 races. Same way I love to see a key flip. Complete 200 races in any game mode as a driver zone. Okay, so got about another 73. Yeah. Young BRG. Oh, the key, baby. As I shit some great rhymes. Vegas. Breaking a sit. Oh, we could probably do that. Netherlands. Any luck? That's another 100 what I got on my wrist. Woof. Aged like fine wine. The boys at Penn State, greatest that ever did it, decided my own fate. Everything we are, life and a living, baby, it's a dream, money, hoes, and cars. I'm talking about every fantasy. Oh. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I'm gonna have to partner up with somebody to get a few of these done. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Hold up. I messed that up. Rose. Yes, sir. Boom, 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 boom. Note that invitational rules can override license set. Okay, I was trying to see what that said because let's do this as an invite only, but it's just gonna be me. So calm down. Calm down. All right. I mean, as long as we finish first, basically you need to finish first to be able to even get to 20 points. So, yeah, let's see. And we're just gonna run the default 12. See what we can do. I kind of did park it on the Apex. I'm not gonna lie.
We can now use DRS. DRS now available.
Do this all over again.
Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Okay, well done. That's 3 clean laps in a row. Beautiful stuff. Keep it going. Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. Yes, mate, we got the win and you did it cleanly. Incredible.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't gonna get the 35 out of 30. I mean, we got the 20 with the 25 points for the win, so all good. that I was brought tonight. That's 15. Same thing, which is fine. How do you ever see me broken? Back to work. Back to work. Keep that in your eyes. Work on some Jetta. Another favorite track of mine that I need to improve at. So we'll see. Gosh, this Joker is like warm. We'll do a couple laps just with the default. So let's see what the default set to right now. So I'm at a 131.6. Melanie's at a 131. So she did this on the 7. So yeah, this is just a default preset. So we'll run the default preset for a couple. Restart this lap. I don't know what the like. Oh man. Jesus Christ, man. That's too slow. It was too slow. What is going on, man? We're just gonna go. Don't matter, whatever happens, happens. Like, fuck it, we're just gonna go. I guess I feel like I'm greater than a half a second down, so it's like, you don't have to invalidate him. He's not going to make it anyway, so. Draw and picture. That's my fault. Ah. Let's restart this one. Okay. I think I figured it out. I think I figured it out. All right, we're back. Sleepless nights. Someday I'll find you. We will find you. Tonight will remind you. Okay. That's what's pushing, like, how do you see love? Never, never, never. Hey! One more time. Hey, Doubles. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. How you been? How you been, man? It's yeah, I have to tell you, you know. And I'm still going wide in that corner. Yeah. Yes. Exactly that. Exactly that. How's the family? Sliver. It's already invalid, so it doesn't matter. Oh, it's a pain. Yeah, absolutely. That's good though. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. It's been an interesting. It's just been an interesting time, to say the least. Like, I'm able to gain, but in terms of like the streaming aspect of it, time at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, I've just been a lot, man. And I mean, when I say that, you know, I say that tongue in cheek. Like everybody, literally nowadays, has something. You know what I mean? So, let me just see if I can get through here. I know the time is, yeah, no. Okay. So, yeah. 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 It's just it's and I mean I'm gonna say it, and it's not it's however, for all of the people that don't realize and don't see that, you know, I'm at the point now where, and I think a lot of people in different aspects of life, like, will probably now say like nothing can surprise them anymore. Like you begin to understand certain things about people, systems, you know, ideology. It just depends. But yeah, you're right. You're right. I can get through there right there. Yeah. Well, I guess and I could say, in my wow, I was literally trying to go through there slower, and that didn't work. In my, I would say, warp sense. I keep looking because I'm so used to my camera being over here, and then I've moved it. But yeah, I would say, I think, and when I say different, I mean obviously it's going to come with its own share of challenges, but I don't really have the resources to ask what that, you know, what it looks like. And I mean, just to be very blunt, it's dog shit here. So yeah, when you say you can see it, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, and obviously I'm not a know-it-all. There's a lot of shit I don't know, but some people are now like trying to understand, you know, how certain things have happened, and I got to get off this track. I like it, but it's killing me. It's killing me. Yeah, I think I was just trying too hard or something there. Yeah, it's like I said, it's challenging. I've just kind of just tried to stay like focused and mentally involved in like certain things. You know, I've been toiling around with like sim racing for, good grief, what's it been? Maybe has it been 2 years? And this is primarily, you know, I don't stream, obviously I don't stream as much, if any at all. Like I think this is only the second time this year that I've done it. So just I'll do a lot offline. Interaction and communicating, like wanting to talk to people is not the problem. It's just like, again, everything in a microcosm is just kind of like, I'm not necessarily the person that's gonna watch what I say, but I think everybody's had like a mima, a grandmother, you know, that older generation that was smart enough to be able to instill like the nuggets, and everybody in some capacity has had like the parent say, you know, stuff like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. What in whatever way, right? And I just kind of got to the point where I kind of adopted that into, I'm really only going to speak when I absolutely have to, and that translated into, unfortunately, I guess, like just the whole, hey, or you know, are we streaming? We're going to interact. Is it something like you can unplug? And I can honestly say, like, I wasn't able to do it. I tried it, and it wasn't working. But I feel like at this point, why not give it another shot? You know, and just a little bit of a different approach to a lot of different things. So, and I guess that's my way of could it more well, so I'm glad you said that. Now, that was the other thing about coming back here, but there's a, oh no, absolutely, absolutely not. Yeah, I cannot. And that like I was getting ready to say, like, that's the whole reason why it was like the hardest decision for me to come back here. And I'm still, man, you I'm not gonna say you would be the one I would be talking to about this today, but it makes sense that it would be you, honestly, over everybody else, because I'm not really trying to fix. I'm just trying to make it coherent in what I want to say. This isn't the ideal platform that I would want to come back to. And I'm committed because of certain, you know, relationships and establishments, like with you. Yeah. And that's it. That's it in a nutshell. You said it better than I probably could have. Yeah. Everything. Yeah. I think the last few times before I kind of just, I don't think I ever really said fuck it. I think I think what happened was I realized that I was streaming, and I don't remember if I was racing, or I don't remember what I was doing. I don't even remember the game. But what I do remember is the fact that, it's kind of like I just said a few minutes ago, I didn't want to talk. Like, I was just so focused on the game, and then something was like, hey, you realize you're streaming. It's not like you're just playing, you know, a game just for relaxation or whatever. You're streaming. Don't you feel, you know, and I'm asking myself, I was like, don't you feel inclined to like interact with anybody that's watching you? And inside, since that was an inside question, the inside answer was no. It's like, I don't, because that's not how I feel. No. And I think shortly after that, I probably said, hey, look, I got to go, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Thanks and goodbye. And like, that was it. I didn't do it anymore. So yeah, I hear you, man. I there's some guys that, you know, I'll be able to get into lobbies with to sim race sometimes. And, you know, I and them would do a lot of stuff off. Like for me, it would be offline, and some of those guys would actually stream and be in Discord. So like the camaraderie and everything was there, and I think that was one of the things that kind of brought me back to like, okay, I have all this goddamn equipment, I have all of this stuff. It's like, what are you gonna do with it? So I'm looking at it now a little bit probably more practical to say, you know, don't let the they're not really whims of the world, but don't let all of this extra shit that's you know, not really encouraging people to be human fucking beings, take my humanity, I guess you could say. So there's a part of me that's just enough of a rebel to say, yeah, I'm gonna give it another shot, you know, for people that are trying. Like we're all trying, and I'm trying to be positive. So yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Being from where you know what? I might actually do that. I might actually add another hashtag in my title. But out of love and respect for my mother, she's the only hashtag right in there now. But that fuck 'em, like I have my own kind of, you know, being from New York, I would say like mine has always been fuck out of here. So I think I'm gonna develop another hashtag to put up there. But yeah, 100%, man. I get it. I get it. That's 20. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. 100%. Absolutely. I can't disagree with any of that. I there's another part of my life that quality. Let's load that. So I'm gonna use that setup. That I have to make. Well, I don't have to, but as a courtesy, I do. I guess you could call they're like prospectus. It's not a sale. It's just like an informational. I'm trying to remember what they're actually called in the financial markets and news. It's not a prospectus. Well, I kind of have to do. Sometimes I'll do outlooks. I don't have to, but I like to do them for people. And one of the things in the outlooks that I always say is like, hey, look, you can, you know, I always say you could take what I'm putting out here or not. Like, it's your choice. And a lot of times, because it's a free flowing thing, it's not anything where Well, it is something where people could get offended, but I always make sure that I say, usually when I do it, and it gets, submitted, and then they just, put it out. I always say, like, just put towards the end. It's like, you can believe me or not believe me. I don't give it, and I tell them, I'm like, I don't give a shit whether you do or not. Like, you can take the information, you take it or leave it. So yeah, to your point, yeah. I'm about to warm up here. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. I could not agree with that. I'm mowing the lawn. I'm doing a lot. I'm using, they literally say use all the track. I'm definitely doing that. Absolutely. Absolutely. And, and that is, there are a lot of people that would, and I'm just going to say this, not because, you're in the chat or anything, Devils, but a lot of people would look at that and say, whoa, wait a minute. Wait, what do you mean? And I understand that. I get that. But there are people that are parents that won't understand that. And then they'll feel like, well, wait, it should be regardless. And it's like, no, it's not regardless, because, I'm not going to go to the extremes, but yeah, you've said it 100% correct. If you're contrary to everything that, you've been given as a foundation to say, hey, look, this is how you can be a meaningful, human being, and this is how you can advocate for things that mean something to you, that benefit other people, that help you grow and mature. Like, if you're contrary to all of that, and that's the foundation I gave you, you belong where you belong. And, we're gonna disagree. It's not gonna be an agree to disagree. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you love me, you're gonna help me rob this liquor store. No, I'm not. Oh my gosh. I don't know what's going on in my life right now. I can't drive for shit. Hi, yay, yay. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, I respect the hell out of that. Now I respect the hell out of you. Yeah, man. And in my opinion, which may not mean a whole lot to but that that in and of itself is like for somebody like me looking at that and understanding and appreciating that, you've done your part. You know what I mean? And everything, it's kind of like that's something that could very well just be reciprocated for life, right? Because, and when I say like you've done your part, like some people would look at that and they'd say, okay, well, I've had kids and I've done what I've done. And when they usually say I've done my part, that's them doing this and saying I'm done. But it's like you've done it, but like I say, when it pays forward, done however, I don't want to say properly, it's that's the gift that keeps giving. If everybody just does their part, but that's how you are, it literally, it just continues. So that's beautiful, man. That's great, Devils. That's good. That is beautiful. I'm actually, and I know it's June. I kind of, and I didn't really put a date on it, but it was something. It wasn't a bucket list thing. Um, I'm seriously considering a a trip north, and yeah, still obviously ironing out like details and things like that. But yeah, there's obviously it's not too urgent. I kind of just I want to get out and experience and see. Yeah, you did it. You absolutely did. And I think that's one of the reasons why there are those of us that feel like you kind of say whatever the hell you want when you put in the time and the effort, when you've not just done the lip service and the wordplay just for the sake of people to be able to hear, but you can actually see that imbued in other individuals and other people that trusted you enough to heed the word or take what you gave them. So yeah. Okay. You know, and you're probably you're probably the third or the fourth person. I think you're the third person that said that. That and I'll go this far. The second person that told me literally said, once all of this crap started, like it was like the downward spiral, like tenfold. Like all of a sudden, things that you could think of were just really like it became overtly obvious of who and what. So yeah. That's crazy. I'm trying to. Oh man. So. so much for a hockey favorite in the Stanley Cup Finals now. That totally. Well, no, not really. And you'll have to correct me on my Canadian geography, but no, you don't. You don't. Good grief, man. I've been rooting for the Oilers because I hate Florida. Jeez. Well, I don't have to deal with the people, but I mean, I'll just continue to root for the Oilers, and as long as they beat Florida in the finals, okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and okay. So then that kind of just confirms. Like I said, you're the third person, so you're just reaffirming the second person because literally they said it's almost like no holds barred at this point. Before there was like some minimal reservation, and now it's just it doesn't fucking matter. Yeah. I mean, and like I said, being from where I'm from in the States, growing up in the Northeast, that was the one thing that we could always say, and ironically enough, I end up in Florida. Go figure. But that was always Waterby version of Texas. That used to be the knock on people from the Northeast, from New York, from New Jersey and Boston and places like that. They would always say, "Oh, you guys are like really, you're curt, you're short, you're ill-mannered and ill-tempered and all of that." And it was, looking back at those times, it's like, no, we weren't, because you knew who you were dealing. You understood the dynamic. If somebody didn't want anything to do with you, they would literally, if they didn't tell you, you would know. So for us, it was like you draw the line, and it's like, okay, that's the line, fine. Even in social work environments, when that was established, you still knew, and it was a cooperative effort to get a job done. And then after that, you knew if Jim had the problem, Jim wasn't the guy that you were going to say, "Hey, Jim, you want to go to lunch?" You already knew Jim was going to tell you to fuck off. But if Jim was starting a process and you were finishing the process, Jim was going to say, "Hey, Jeremy, hey, Devils, I'm done with my part. Here you go." It was like civility for, the job's sake. You clock out, you go home. He didn't give a shit. He was done. So, yeah, Yeah, I don't have any. I wasn't raised that way. I've always been the same my entire life, and I only know one way. You know, I'm adaptable. I'm not going to be made to be a fool for somebody else, but yeah. Oh my god, that was horrible. Ugh. I got one in. Shit, if you well, listen. If you're as a Leafs fan, I'm gonna ask you to reconsider. Okay. The reason I'm gonna ask you to reconsider is as it relates to this year, and this isn't my conjecture. This is a fact. Okay. I personally believe that your Leafs would have beaten said illegitimate, pussycats down here if not for, the headshot given to Stolars. Yeah, but I'm kind of like fuck that. There is nothing, man. If the Rangers franchise folded for whatever reason and was absorbed by the Florida Panthers, I would burn all of my Ranger paraphernalia. I just can't. My favorite player is playing for the Florida Panthers. I just couldn't. I can't. I cannot. Yeah, I just think it was dirty. You know? And I realize, all kinds of things happen in hockey. Like it is what it is, but yeah, I can't stand him. Man, you're really you're pushing. You know, yeah, Sloth, yeah, Brady, yeah. And they're nothing. And yeah, that argument could be made. Somebody could say, "Well, what would you expect?" The dog should play. Yeah, I just don't. Well, it's not about whether I understand or why and all of that. They're not nearly the player that their dad was. I said it.
Welcome to this F1 World event. We have so much to discuss today, and we have plenty to enjoy on track.
Where is my...
We're racing today then in Travis County, Texas, where 20 corners and speeds of up to 200 miles per hour await us on this magnificent racetrack. It's 60% full throttle with plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the two DRS zones into turn 1 and the long back straight into turn 12. What a race we have in store today. Some nervous glances down there on the grid. Plenty to consider as they all continue their F1 World journey. Who is going to take the win?
That was anticipated. I just again I say again that they're just, man.
Natalie Pinkham joins us for this one.
I guess I've been holding on to this statement up until this point.
Thrilling race. Can they make their dominance count for this one?
Well, this should be a really fun one for
I have
this
to
driver.
relate it
It
to
kind of gets me wondering, why
the
is
military,
nobody handling the balance of
because
performance
that's
around
really.
here?
I'm not saying
Well,
that's the
it
only
should be a walk in
comparison,
the
but
park,
just
and if it's not, then I've
for
got
me,
even more
that's always
questions.
been a thing. Because I've served and been in a combat zone, I'm gonna know what that's like. The person that is the mouthpiece that's talking about military service and talking about what it's like to be in a combat zone that's never been there, that's enough to make me just say, hey, look, hey, you're entitled to have your own perspective, but after the perspective, just shut the fuck up. Don't say anything else, because you don't know. Right? It's all conjecture. So, yeah, with them and that, it's kind of like you said, no, but I respect the hell out of you. So it's not about a like. It's about you. So trust me, I had siblings that were older than me that I didn't. You're fine. Come save me. Your perspective, you were in a world war. I mean, listen, I can agree with that. I don't have a problem with that. You know why I don't have a problem with that? When what is it, Memorial Day and Veterans Day rolls around here, I still have some of my uniform. I don't wear a hat that designates what branch of service I was in. I don't wear fucking fatigues anywhere I go. I don't have a fatigue book. I don't give a shit, because I realize at the end of the day, nobody gives a shit. And so, yeah, I don't have a problem with that opinion. Because if in casual conversation somebody's like, oh, hey, such and such and such, it was like, well, have you served? And I just tell them yes. I don't go into any fucking detail. And as soon as that phrase comes up, I call it the bullshit phrase. Thank you for your service. I just shake my head and just say, look, just stop. So yeah, I don't take offense to that at all. Let me get on this back straight, and then I'll read. I want to read the last thing you. Oh, that's wide. Respect any man who decides to give up their own freedom to help protect the world, but I will never thank a man for that choice to do so. Yeah. 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 Yeah, exactly. 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 Yeah, I don't and that's why I said what I just said. I don't give a fuck. It's not preferential treatment because yeah, it was a choice. And you're 100% correct. And that's why you'll always have that contingent of the public that they're looking for attention. They need to be validated because, you know, of whatever the fucking insecurity or whatever is going on in their lives. Like they have to be validated. And you're right. I made a choice, like a lot of people, and that's the extent of it, you know. So yeah, I get it. So we're cool. we're still good.
Okay, DRS is now available.
Hey. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. And that's all, like, literally, that's all I can do is be me. That's all I know how to do. And either you like it or you don't. And if you don't, in the words of the great Henzo Gracie,
Come on.
it's personal. Oh my gosh, that was horrible.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
I don't know how that was the fastest. Knew that was gonna happen.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Always gotta give myself the extra challenge. The unnecessary challenge. All right, brother. I appreciate you, Devils. Thank you. I appreciate the sub, man. You take care, and yeah, keep doing what you're doing,
well
brother.
done. That's 3 clean laps in a row. Beautiful stuff. Keep it going.
I'll try to get better at fucking driving these these tracks, and circuits. Repo. Okay. I'll look into that. Thank you, Devils.
Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Checkered flag. I didn't see it. Oh, you made that look so easy. It was nice and clean, and we took that victory.
That's it then for another magnificent United States Grand Prix, and they have hung on to take a sublime victory here today.
There was never a moment of doubt today. You could tell that they completely had it under control, and that is a sign of greatness.
I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of the race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way out onto the podium.
God damn.
that is your lot. We have seen thrills, we have seen spills, and we have once again seen a
Yeah, so much work to do, man, in this game. Just to be consistent, cause some races and some laps I'll do like it's like it's comfortable, you know, and then there are others that just it's a rare power unit. Boo! Wet braking. No bueno. No bueno. Getting rich ain't one. I still gotta pull out. Get this shit out. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's see if we can do this. Ollie is our teammate. I know right from brown with the sturdy chrome. I come from a broken home.
How much excitement do you need? It's F1 World, it's new, it's thrilling, and it's just a few moments away.
This is going to be a risk because I haven't practiced.
The astonishing Circuit de Monaco is, for all intents and purposes,
So,
virtually
this
unchanged
could be-
since
this
its
could be
inaugural
brutal.
race back in 1929. The faster cars of today ensure the 19 corners past the casino and along the seafront remain as thrilling as ever. A 2.1-mile lap here takes us around an entire country, yet never more than a few inches away from the race-ending barriers. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole
Oh,
position,
shit.
and Lando Norris lines up alongside.
Y'all
Looking at the
expect me
rest
to
of
make
today's grid,
passes?
we have Piastri, Russell, Andrea Kimi, Antonelli.
I'm supposed to
and
make
Verstappen,
passes here?
Tsunoda, Leclerc,
Wow.
Stroll, and Liam Lawson. Hadjar, Sainz,
Wow.
Alex Albon, and Alonso. Hulkenberg, Gasly, Gabriel Bortoletto, and today's F1 World
Ooh.
Challenger, Behrman and Jack Doohan.
Ooh.
And now, and we
What is the... Wow, man.
Okay, target today is P12. P12.
Let's see. See if we just don't tear the car up.
Hey, well done on keeping it nice and clean out there. Good stuff. You know what they say?
Are you
Consistency's half the
serious
battle, isn't
right
it?
now? I'm not. Yeah, no. I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that. We're not taking that. I'm not gonna accept that.
P12 today's target, please. P12.
Nope.
P12. Come on.
Nope. Nope.
Hey, well done on keeping it nice and clean out there. Good stuff. You know what
Now,
I say?
now he just
Consistency's
hit
half the
me.
battle, isn't it?
So is he gonna get a time penalty? Probably not. Oh my god. Oh my god. Y'all just determined to give me a fucking time penalty. Jesus. Oh my god. Remember what I told you? I didn't practice. Oh my god.
That start was okay. Now stay alert for threats around you. I know you're a racing driver and it's tempting to push hard all the time, but you've got to pick your moments more carefully. Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
I thought about it.
The car behind is dropping back by about 3/10 a lap. Well done. Okay, well done. That's 3 clean laps in a row. Beautiful stuff. Keep it going.
Oh my god. Oh.
Okay, mate, I know we can do better than that. Next time, we're going to get that target position.
I mean, yeah, I'm just not there yet. Make up 6 positions at Monaco.
Drive! What a driver! Lewis Hamilton takes the victory.
A great display of dominance today by this driver. They led from lights out to the flag at the end, led every lap of the race. Brilliant stuff by them, and excited to see what more they can do in future races.
All that hard work, all that graft on track, now being rewarded as they make their way onto the podium. And Lewis Hamilton returns to victory. Get that trophy out here. And that concludes another joyous contest out there on the racetrack. We'll see these drivers back again. Hope you can join us next time for more F1 World action.
And then the penalty movie back for 17.
Mind that front
That's the
wing.
most
It's gonna need
frustrating
replacing
thing.
if it takes too much damage. There's a new strategy of...
Yeah, we'll just restart. We're just gonna restart.
Okay, give me a quick radio check,
I literally
please. Radio
ran into
check.
the fucking wall because I didn't want to run into him. So. Stratus. Strat. Jesus, man. Every time. It can't be every time it's me.
Now use DRS. DRS now available. Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past. Great manoeuvre, you made it look so easy. Great work, that's a new fastest lap of the race. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Okay, gap ahead, 2.2 seconds. Good job, that was the fastest lap of the race so far. Yes, come on, we're on the podium. Good job this weekend. That's a great drive. Thank you.
I really enjoy running in these sessions and learning a lot.
You've heard this one before. Max Verstappen takes the victory.
And it's one thing to win, but to win like that in total dominance style, that was a fantastic drive, and it is not one that we see very often.
So much to talk about. We will continue to do so. But first, it is time for the podium. Max Verstappen has been here before. Another win in Formula One. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
Probably get through like another. I don't know.
Welcome along then to race day at what we hope will be another thrilling Formula One Grand Prix.
Shanghai International Circuit then is a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2. Test the drive.
Yeah.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for
Yeah.
today. And so we welcome.
How far down am I this time? P17.
All right, let's have a quick radio check, please. Radio check.
Yeah, copy, ready, check.
Fuck, man. Jesus
Okay, mate, we might.
Christ, man. Oh.
Okay, DRS is now available. We've got a lot of spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. Tyre condition still looking good. Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race. Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Almost fucked that up.
Absolutely awesome. Just amazing, mate. Well done.
Not bad, I think.
This has been truly special stuff. It's victory for Ollie Bearman.
They had to be decisive with their overtaking today as they worked their way through the field. And those kind of race victories are so enjoyable because it's not just like winning from the front. They really had to work for it today.
The top three drivers worked so hard today and they climb onto the podium. And Ollie Bearman making his way to the highest step on the podium. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, and we'll
We'll do this Japan. I'm probably gonna do Japan, and I don't know what we'll do after that. I might just chill for a minute.
This is legendary Suzuka with a long and storied history dating right back to 1987. There is more history to be written here today. Welcome to the Japanese Grand Prix. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. A fantastic effort from Andrea Kimi Antonelli puts him on pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Norris, George Russell and Hamilton, Tsunoda, Verstappen, Alonso and Alex Albon, Stroll, Sainz, Liam Lawson and Hadjar, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Ollie Behrman and Jack Doohan.
God damn, 17th again.
Welcome to the commentary box.
Actually,
I'm Alex Jakes, along.
I'm not gonna hate on that. You know why? Because
Okay, radio check, radio check.
Radio check, okay.
what the fuck? What the fuck? I barely fucking touched him, bro.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled. Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good. Nice move. Good job. You might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible.
That was probably not good. It worked, but that wasn't, shouldn't be. So that one was probably a bit much.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Thanks, mate. It was a pleasure. I really enjoyed it.
He's made it all the way to the top step of the podium. Ollie Behrman takes the checkered flag.
And that's 2 wins in a row now, of course. And it marks the fact that it's not a fluke. So, you know, their head's in the right space. What more can we see going forwards?
Now it is time to start the celebrations as we welcome our top 3. And Oliver Behrman heading to P1 on the podium.
Yeah, I'll leave it here for a sec because I'm gonna hop off for a bit. Find out who I can send you guys to. Hello. Hello. Hang on. I'm just trying to see who else is on. Like, none of my people are on. None of my peeps. That sucks a lot. Actually, I'm gonna send you to my brother from another mother. You know what? It occurs to me now. I know why nobody's on, because Creator Series is this evening. So. So yeah, I'm. So we're gonna go over to Way Up Gaming. So I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I appreciate y'all for hanging out. Thanks a lot. And yeah, we're gonna go over and hang out with Louis for a bit.
My bro, how are you, man? God, man. It's you, Mass, bro. Wow. Doing good, bro. Just grinding some WoW, brother. Grinding some WoW, man. Well, let's push up my plug here.